the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans. With your host, Jessy, Martin.
What are you talking about? You're out of your mind.
John Taylor.
We finally got professional football back. This is going to be fun.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Max Taylor.
As long as you got Jayden Daniels, you got a chance to win.
Spanning the eras of Washington football. Honoring the past. Commanding the future. And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taylor.
Hey, everybody. I am John Taman. I am the world's worst podcast host. I am back. The other day on Friday, we gave you a taste of what it would be like if this show was run by somebody that sounded a little bit more professional. I'm not a little bit. But now you have to deal with me again. I'm back, and I'm going to make a mess of this show. And, well, that's kind of why you're here, I would think. Once again, the Commanders have put us back into the position where it just sucks. I got to tell you, I think Jim Zorn's in over his fucking head. Jim Haslett has no idea what he's doing. Wait a minute.
We're staying median, though.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait, hold on. Ron Rivera's lost. Jack Del Rio's fucking clueless. He doesn't know what to do with his defense. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I get lost in the years in this shit. I'm feeling like we could just repeat shows that we have done ad nauseum for so long and try to get this shit to stop hurting my heart. This freaking team, man, it just hurts me in the heart. And there's all kinds of tough stuff to talk about. There's injuries that are a reality in the NFL. There's all kinds of other reasons as to why things are happening. But damn if it doesn't suck. And speaking of things that suck, over here to my right, Jesse Martin. There he is. Look at this. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It doesn't make any difference what kind of game we've had, whether it's the highest of highs, beating Detroit in the playoffs, or whether it's the lowest of lows, watching Sam Darnold not fucking hit the ground with a pass for, 45, 75 minutes. There's always a ray of sunshine that we can count on from our good friend Jesse Martin. Nice to see you, bud. How you doing?
Oh, it's great to be here, John. Let me tell you, I was looking forward to this for 2 fucking days.
First F word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Anyway, you sold Max, who's not here. Right, Max got mugged in the parking lot after the game.
Did he really?
Surprised we didn't see the videos, show up. Oh, he was drunk. He acts like a fool when he gets drunk. He got after some people. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, what? Wasn't he with his nephew?
Yeah, he was. He was with his nephew. And anyway, no, Max isn't here tonight. But you sold Max your tickets for this game way back when, and then you found out it was going to be Art Monk night, so you bought more tickets to come to the game, and they treated you to that. Do you feel personally offended?
Well, if I would have paid money for those tickets,
okay. Maybe you mugged this redheaded guy in the parking lot and steal his phone. He was like, "Leave me alone. I'm with my nephew."
But, since I got a free ride and
there you go.
Andy Burrs and Scott Hartley were gracious enough to give me their ticket.
There you go.
But I did
shout out to the 1 Point Safety Show and the Bunker Podcast.
I did get 1.5 hours, exactly 1.5 hours of sleep. So yesterday was pretty rough. I had some projects I got to finish before I leave for my trip. So I couldn't really get out of that in meetings and stuff. So it was a little bit rough yesterday. But as far as the feelings, like all doom and gloom, I come to look at it like this. What else could happen? I mean, we are so injured, coming into this. No one really expected this. Peters took a gamble and he lost. All of us have gambled at one week after week.
Yeah, I'm the New York Jets when it comes to gambling.
So we know how that is. So I'm not I'm not as down on a lot of things because one, Jayden's going to be back, and two, we got another off season. As long as we keep the assets that we have, and try to get a couple more, this Peters is going to really start building this team.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. First off, before we get into the really important stuff, everybody that's out there, man, like us, subscribe to us, give us freaking high ratings, tell us that we're good looking. Go ahead and write emails to, influencers and stuff and say, you really should check out these guys, especially the dude at the top on the left-hand side. It looks like he could probably be a supermodel. He's really got it going on. He's the world's worst podcast host, but he's cute. So anyway, once we say that, please subscribe, do all the stuff that, I would do for you. And I do it for all of you. And you know that I do. Speaking of somebody that does it for everyone, down here in the bottom, our good friend from the Royal Port of Barrow, Scott Hart. How you doing, Scott?
I'm very well, yeah. It's been a rubbish weekend. I do contemplate sometimes when it's 4:30 in the morning and I'm sitting there and it's dark and it's been one of them night games. I'm just like, why do I put myself through this? You know what you think? I know what you're thinking at 4:30 in the morning over there. You're thinking about switching over to BBC X and looking at, like should I look at some strumpets? Over there. Scott G in the comments says, I heard payment, Jesse, was going to be made via conjugal visit in Madrid. Ooh. Was it really free? He says. Ooh. Well, I got to tell you, you could probably save on some airfare if you just claim Frankie Luvu's seat on the plane, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. Good to see you there, Scott G. Man, Scott has not been here live with us for a good long while, man. You've had a lot of things going on. You've been a busy man. That's a good thing. It's always good to see our friends that are busy.
I just think he couldn't get signal.
We've been over this, man. He's up in the Dakotas where they have internet that is unbelievably good. They have better internet than most of us. So, hey,
they got Eskimos riding a bike and holding a
Eskimos. Eskimos. No, it's more like they put freaking antennas in cattle's ass. And what they can stick this thing in a cow's ass, right? And it goes up and like this, and they light it on fire at the top, so it decreases the methane, stops the freaking greenhouse gases, and they can use it as Wi-Fi antenna all over the prairie.
They got the best Wi-Fi in the world.
That's right. They've got fart-powered AI or IT with whatever the hell. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it sounds disgusting. Scott, good to see you. Anyway, speaking of things that are sounding disgusting. Let me see here. Let me find myself. Oh, there I am. Oh, damn. Hey, okay. So we're going to have to go ahead and get the show started, but I'll be damned if I can remember. Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to do first fast thoughts.
We have.
So, yeah, first fast thoughts. And then we will go. Yeah, I know what we're doing now. All right, Jesse. What do you think?
Burn it all to the ground.
Burn it all to the ground. Scotty, what do you got?
Why hasn't Joe Witt been fired yet?
That's a good first fast thought. My first fast thought is stop somebody. Can you stop somebody? All right. Well, I'll tell you this. 2 out of 3 of us really. The story of the season right now, other than injuries, is the absolute utter failure of the defense. Yeah. And, you can point to reasons. We can point to reasons like, okay, they're missing their best pass rusher. They're missing their best edge setter. They're missing their starting safety. Okay, whatever. You can't. They don't even need to dress a punter, dude. They don't even need to dress a punter. It's crazy that this team just lets anybody just march down the field. That is Sam Darnold came into my city and said, this guy John Taman used to make fun of me like a motherfucker. He put a cinder block on my head. I am going to not throw an incompletion. He even said in the locker room that he didn't know. You don't. It's like you don't talk about the no hitter with the pitcher because then you jinx him. Somebody told him he hadn't thrown an incompletion. That's how he came out in the second half, threw one.
Thanks for being here. And 1 Point Safety Show says, didn't Canada keep John? Damn, lol.
No, they kicked me out. They were like, this dude, get him out of here. All right. So I'll tell you what, before we get started talking about the game, let's get the facts down straight so we have something to go by. Scotty, give us the injury report, please.
Yes, so currently the injury report as we know it, Lattimore is out for the season with an ACL on his knee. It will require surgery. That is probably the last we see of Marshawn Lattimore in a Washington jersey. Luke McCaffrey was injured on the first opening play, has broke his collarbone, so will be out for the season. Both have gone to IR today. Yep. Jayden Daniels is out indefinitely, is what they've said, with no time scale on whether it is going to be a season ender. Likely, though, it will be a season ender. He has
Jayden?
He has a UCL in his elbow dislocation. Then further injuries that happened during the game, which we haven't had an update on yet. John, we have Goldman, who has a concussion, went into concussion protocol through the game. Quan Martin came out of the game with a hamstring injury. Amos came out of the game for a few snaps with a hip injury, but did come back, but looked gimpy when he was playing.
He came back and fucking my grandmother that's dead could fucking.
He was fucking your grandmother? That is disgusting. I'm glad I fell asleep in the fourth quarter.
There is also no update currently on Terry McLaurin with his quad injury, likely not to play against the Lions. So that is kind of where we are at the moment. DQ normally does his overall injuries on a Wednesday. So right now we don't really have much more of an update on that.
All right, but that's all right. There was once again carnage on the field. And I got to say, I'm going to throw it right to you, Jesse, real quick, but it's the entire season is this. Jesse, you're generally the guy that we assign to be Negative Nelly on this show, which you have never really complained about. You told me in private that you will do that. All right, so injuries. I hear people, it's easy to sit there and say, okay, next man up. This sucks. Adam Peters sucks.
You can only go next man up, but so fucking much, man.
Yeah.
Because you're scraping the bottom of the barrel of talent. Because if these guys were talented enough, they would be on a team and be playing.
They'd be starters.
They're not. So when you, especially on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, even when our defense was healthy, we were kind of shit. Besides like two games when we had a pass rush. But, a lot of people, Scott, want to put blame on Cliff Kingsbury. And I'm sorry, I cannot put a single thing on Cliff because...
Time out. Is Scott blaming Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, he was.
Is this Scott's typical during the game? Oh my God, I'm going to say everything.
Probably.
Scott was having a piss.
He actually come to a senses
yesterday in the British chat. Okay, so there's another chat that we have, and it's full of UK guys. And they.
I'm not bagging on Cliff because of the players who we've got, Jesse. All I was trying to point out is you can scheme things. You can do things differently to try and get something going. When you're getting rushed on 60% of the pass rush, as Jayden was in that game, it's really difficult to do anything. I get that. Also, when you've got 13 starters out who are injured and 17 in total injuries, so that's half your backup coming in, you're screwed. I understand that completely. But it doesn't stop what has, in my opinion, been a pretty poor season from Cliff Kingsbury and what he's schemed up. I think it's been terrible this year.
He hasn't. He's had moments where he's in his bag, but you're right. His bag is
he's in his bag with people.
Personnel he's got to deal with.
But
Chris Moore's changing your bag. I don't care who you are.
You're putting blame on somebody that it's not his fault that the fucking right tackle can't execute the play properly because it takes 11 people to execute a play. And if those 11 people don't do the dance together, it's going to fail. And that's what's happened. And that's what injuries have done to us. It's making us, not only are the the starting 11, whoever the starting 11 is out there, isn't dancing together properly, for lack of a better.
If they've got inferior, that's the difference.
Do you know what it is for me? The whole situation of this whole coaching thing, whether it's defense, offense, special teams, which special teams was poor the start of the season, which seems to have got better.
They've been
now.
Pretty good.
The other two sides of the ball, it's how we're being prepared. Now, I don't know if that sits with the coordinators or if that sits with the positional coaches. I don't know where it sits with, but it's how they're being prepared. Because I watch other teams coming into this game, like Seattle, who had no wide receivers apart from Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Hold on.
Let me hit on that real quick. Hold on a second.
Nobody.
We're going
before today.
That's not true.
Before that game.
When you say that we're not coming in prepared,
he's on my fantasy team. He's on my fantasy team. He scores. He definitely scores. He's a good wide receiver.
Here's the thing.
But is he? They're better prepared, is what I'm saying to you. Other teams are scheming for what we have and are better prepared than what we have been. It is lackluster, and they're not strong enough, or they're not conditioned enough to play the game. That's the problem.
Let me just say this. Now, my turn. I'm going to address that.
Go ahead.
First. The injuries that we have faced are catastrophic. All right.
Agree. Totally.
Okay. So, and in the NFL, the difference between first string players and second string players in most cases is astronomical. All right. So catastrophic and astronomical. Those are two big words I just used. I'm going to give you a graph that I found today. This is from Tom Shad, Washington Post. Okay. So thank you to Tom Shad for popping this up, and I'm going to swipe it real quick, but I want to give him credit. Go ahead and I guess give them their money so you can get through the paywall and read this. But what this is games lost over time based on our injuries. Now, the red line is 2024. Pull that comments thing off of there real quick. All right. So you can see all the way out to game 16, we missed a total of 92 games missed by players injured. Now, to give you context on what I mean by that, if a guy who is a starter goes out in week 2, that's 15 games missed. All right, he's not playing. All right, if he's out for the season, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's 15 games missed. So here we are, all the way out here. Last year, we missed a total of all players injured in missed games for multiple games on everything, 92. Here we are in halfway through 2024 or 2025, excuse me. We're already at 117. Okay, so I don't care if anybody wants to put their nose up in the air and say to me, San Francisco does it. Nobody's overcoming this. And when
San Francisco did do it.
Well, here's the thing. They're fucking 6-2. Okay, so they have
they're missing
injuries. Hold on, let me finish my point here.
Quarterback and a wide receiver. They have the rest of their team.
No, they don't. They
go
lost
back
their
to last year.
They lost the heart of their defense, for fuck's sake.
Here's
the point. The point is, when it comes to them, if you're going to pull them up and put them up on a pinnacle and say, look, they're the ones that can do it, that proves that this is a load of shit, understand how long have they been building this team with the same team at the top, right? That matters more than you can fucking imagine. When you've got continuity at the top from general manager and coach, then that means that when you draft a guy that's not going to show up for fucking 3 years until he makes an impact on your team, you know what you're going to be doing in 3 years. You're not one of these teams that's on that constant coaching carousel where you're firing somebody every 2 or 3 years who's inheriting pieces that don't fit what he wants to do. Follow?
Yeah, I'm not backing on.
Fight back a little bit on that because of the San Francisco thing, because they got three players that are out, three like big starters that are out. We have how many?
Last year, 13.
Last year they had like 12 out, and they went 4 and something. They won like 4 games last year.
This is 117 games missed so far in week 8. How many of our guys have already gone out for the season that were considered starters? I mean, dude, we will be the most injured team when it comes to the end of the year.
It started week 2, you know.
And going back to the Cliff point, I'm not bagging on Cliff. I just think he needs to change stuff as well. And I don't think it's necessarily him. He can only work with what he's got in front of him. Yeah, I understand that completely. I completely get that. And he gets a pass for now, but that doesn't excuse what we'll probably go on to, which is Joe Witt. I'm sure we'll get there.
That. We'll get there. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing about Cliff, when you're saying who looks more prepared, if I'm a defense of another team and I look at this offense that's coming at me and the guys that they have running it, I can prepare for them pretty easy. I can prepare for fucking.
It's not hard. I can do it.
You're right. They don't have much going on out there, so yeah, you can do that. Now there's failures going on.
You'd be able. It's especially a good team like Seattle. I mean, their defense is great. Me and Scott talked about it going coming into the game. Even a defense. Like that's not good, like a Dallas defense, like the Chicago Bears defense. You know why? Because there's nobody on the outside that scares.
We're dead on the outside.
That can take the top off. So what they do, they load the box, prepare for the run, attack Jayden, because nobody on the outside is going to hurt them whatsoever. True. So as an offensive coordinator, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
All right, so that's good. That's good. Okay, and here in our brand new segment called "We're going to try to do this show with some structure and get it done in an hour." That was a great discussion right there. I want to go ahead and slide it a little further in on the defense and the Joe Witt discussion. Now, Jesse, you tell me what you got in mind. Joe Witt.
Well, this goes back to last year, guys, and we sat here even at 12-5 last year. Yep. We talked about Joe Witt, and I was saying, look. If Joe Witt doesn't change, if this doesn't get better, he's got to go. And it's gotten worse. Worse. We supposedly improved the defense in the offseason. And
well, see, this is the thing that bugs me. These are his players, right? Yep. Who's left? Okay, let's look at I'm not looking at what we've got now in this piecework, this patchwork thing, but of starters that we came into the season with, Deron Payne, Quan Martin. Right?
They're the only two apart from Revo, I would say, who is now a starter.
Revo wasn't a starter.
Sanders still.
They picked. Sanders was in his second year. They picked him last year. So these are his players. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Jesse. We've gone from a 4-3 to a 3-4 to. Let's simplify it even more.
Witt knows what the fuck
I know, but hold on. So we've gone from a 4-3 to a 3-4 to a simplify to a zonal to a part zone, part man to now going when I'm going to come down from the box and I'm going to go and stand on the fucking sideline.
Right. I mean, and everybody looking at it.
He's going to stand on the sideline, and Dan Quinn said he's going to stand on the sideline. Now, back to Scouse, who's in our chat. This is part of the problem with Dan Quinn in a way as well. And I'm not bagging on Dan Quinn. He's too loyal to a man. You have to get rid of this person because it's not working. Now, clearly there is a problem, and he's recognized the problem now and said there is a problem. But if it ain't working on the sideline, then this look, at the end of this Detroit game, he should be gone now. That is it. This is the last chance.
I got to ask you this. For this on the sidelines business, other than being able to actually physically be near the players,
and talk to
what
them.
Advantage does it give him? He's up above. He should be able to see the whole field. He should be able to see the whole thing. And we've all been to football games, right? Now, Scotty, you've been to a few football games, right? Have you been on the sideline for a football game? It's a whole different view, baby. It's a whole different idea of what you're looking at.
We've been on the sideline before.
We have been on the sideline.
For the game? During the game?
Yeah. Not during the game, but before the game.
Before the game. Yes, when the game was happening, you can't see a lot of what's going on. Now, they're coaches. Obviously, this is their career. They're not stupid. It's not like it'll be the first time down there. But I never can tell. Maybe somebody can explain to me the benefit of moving a coach down on the sidelines as opposed to having him there where he can see everything. Go ahead, Jesse.
I'll say this. I think it is a benefit because if you see something, you're not just on the radio because you're able to go talk to a position group or it doesn't.
I got that.
You don't feed it through a position coach and play fucking telephone. You can actually be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing fucking dry humping Lattimore in the middle of the fucking field when y'all running into each other?
Why is Wagner in coverage again? This is the sort of thing. Now, it's back again. This is back to my original point before, which was why are we not prepared on both sides of the ball? Why are we in week 9 and we're still having communication issues?
Defensively, I agree. I think that for another team, scheming against our offense has not been difficult. We just don't have the weapons to attack them or threaten them. They can dictate. But defensively, you're right. You're right.
Defensively,
I agree.
it's like I say, how many games did we have to score more than 30 points to win last year?
Most of them.
A lot of them.
And that maybe that's what we said last week, Jesse, when you catch lightning in a bottle and it's like you're playing players, and then it's like, right, we've got these 1-score wins which we eked out. We eked out 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, where are we now?
Yeah, I don't even think we need a whole lot of fucking new players.
Scout says new players, Scotty, and they shite. All right, well,
I think some of our players last year, we had a core, man, that played, well. Luvu, he hasn't been good this year.
He's gonna really So what do you think of his suspension?
That was fucking. That's so fucking
stupid.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's not a hip drop. What he did. I mean, I'm sorry. Your
not
hip
the
has to
third
come down
one
somewhere.
And
he was coming in from the side. That was not the classic hip drop.
On that, John, have you seen how much it's costed him? Have you actually physically worked it out? So on the first hip drop tackle, he got fined. He fined 10 grand. Then on the second hip drop tackle, he got fined 50 grand. Mm-hmm. This one is a suspension, and it's 500 grand, which is his entire game.
The fact of the matter is that Njigba jumped up like nothing happened. There was nothing going on there. And honestly, I think that Luvu's biggest mistake on that play was turning towards the runner, which was a star player, and hitting him. David Clark, what's up, David? Now, David's from Leicester, right?
Yeah, Leicester. Yeah.
All right, so David never did not tell us David from Leicester here. David is now a regular of the show, so he doesn't have to tell us where he's from. Peters blew it. He followed the Dan Snyder playbook. He followed the Dan Snyder playbook in buying old men who wanted to land pension payday, hoping to win a Super Bowl now instead of forming a group of hungry young players around the Daniel. So I go ahead, because I got pushback on that.
Yeah, I really disagree with that, in because of the fact that we went to the NFC Championship last year. I understand why Peters did what he fucking did. I do. You got a chance to win now, and it's not like he's paying all these old players a huge ass contracts. He really isn't. The older players are making hardly shit, to be honest.
I don't even
low
think
contracts.
I don't even think it's that. I don't think he went, okay, we're going to do a George Allen and say, let's win now. The future is now. Right? George Allen, you go read, he fucked everything for so long, and he got close. But I don't think that that's what it was. Last year, every team that had they had cap space through the roof. So if they wanted to keep a player, they just threw buckets of money at him. So anybody that hit the market
there was a
lot
of movement.
Look at fucking Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's over smashing his helmet on the ground because he gets 5 sacks in the game and gets blown out. Look, dude, you signed the contract after you demanded. I'm not going to stay here. Really? They backed up enough money to be able to keep. So anybody that was left over. So my point being, David, is you can go shopping, but if there ain't nothing on the shelf, you're not coming home with much. And there wasn't much on the shelf.
The other thing on that point,
because of the big influx of cap space, all of a sudden, boom, everybody there was nobody that was strapped. Nobody.
To your point, John, though, on that, the three contracts that were given out that you thought almost were in a win now mode, and it has took him. And as you said, Jesse, to your opening point, Peters took a gamble and lost. It's as simple as that. Bringing in Tunsil.
And it was a gamble. Everybody
I can't agree with that. Tunsil, he's a top flight left tackle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lattimore didn't work.
Lattimore's a mistake.
You could say everyone said we overpaid for Kinlaw. Did we really? I don't think we did. Not now.
So. No way. I think we got a deal on Kinlaw, to be honest with you.
Agreed. Yeah, what do Deebo Samuel as well. I mean, yes, maybe that hasn't worked out particularly well. It's kind of been a bit meh, hasn't it, on both?
When Deebo is the only weapon on the field for the longest period of time, you can take him out of a game. That's the thing. These injuries that we've been talking about, the elephant in the room, changes how we can attack anything. So when we're looking at things like that and saying this hasn't worked out, we're looking at it as a 1-to-1 comparison for something that if everything would have been right for the season, if Terry doesn't get hurt, how does the offense look? If he doesn't hold out, and how does the offense look? But there's been this perfect storm of things that have worked against them. Like this weekend, okay, we finally get Jayden back, and he turns his elbow the wrong way.
This is a good talent. I mean,
there you go.
Pollywood says we went all in, but we acquired questionable talent. I failed to address legitimate.
All in?
I disagree with this too. Questionable talent. You can call Lattimore questionable talent, but even then, when we got him, we thought we were getting a top flight cornerback. Tunsil has been good, and Debo for a fifth. If Terry McLaurin was on the field, Debo would be a hell of a lot more helpful.
I think more so on this. Sorry, John. I think more so on this. The point we need to address there was not taking an edge rusher in the draft. Let's be frank.
Okay.
That was the biggest eye scratcher for every single person. I was there. You were like, what the hell was going on? Like, why haven't we taken an edge? Because
what the hell's going on? Everybody's scratching my eye. That's what's going on.
I got so much shit from people when I was.
Did.
I pushed back on that draft, but listen, it's whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, you can't. It may work out, right? Somebody said earlier this week, I think I was actually talking with Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Shelly and I were talking about, and the conversation, I think it was one of Disco's threads, was going in the direction of, since when do you drop a first round pick on a converted left tackle and turn him into a right tackle? Blah, blah, blah. Well, okay,
all the time.
The Chargers did. Joe Alt.
All the fucking time. That happens all the fucking time.
So I'm not. Josh Connolly is not Joe Alt.
So what I'm saying is I'm not picking on the draft pick yet. Draft picks, everybody is conditioned for the instant success, and it doesn't necessarily, happen that way. All right, we do have. Let me see here. Let me see where we are in our little thing.
You can only judge a draft class
about 3 years.
After 3 years.
Right. So we do have a sponsor. Hey, everybody, we got a sponsor. What do you know? So I want to go ahead and play their commercial. So bear with us for just a minute. We're going to take a break.
I need this delivered yesterday.
Big Joe's Nonstop.
I need to get across town, but there's all this traffic.
Big Joe's Nonstop.
I really don't need a touchdown, but I want to score one anyway.
Big Joe's Nonstop. You got something to do? Well, who's stopping you? Not us. Big Joe's Nonstop. At Big Joe's Nonstop, we will not stand in your way while you do whatever it is you need to do right now.
Wow, that sounds great. You mean I can do anything I want?
That's right. Big Joe's Nonstop is the #1 rated anti-preventative company in America. Big Joe's Nonstop. Our technicians are working round the clock, finding new ways to roll over, lay down, and let you get your work done. We won't stop you.
So if I need a first down?
We won't stop you.
What about a touchdown?
We won't stop you.
Okay, well, let's say the score is tied and I need a big pass on 3rd and long.
Other defensive companies will let that score be tied and let you be in that 3rd and long situation. At Big Joe's Nonstop, you get the peace of mind of knowing you won't ever be put in that spot to begin with. We won't stop you.
Wow, that sounds great.
It is. And if the worst happens and you are in that position, you have our personal guarantee that we will not stop you.
Hi, this is Joe Witt, founder and CEO of Big Joe's Nonstop. Let me find the way to get out of your way today.
Contact us today at weaintstoppingyou.com and use the promo code DOORMAT and get a free defensive holding and a bonus 30-yard completion. We won't stop you.
That was good.
Thank you to We Won't Stop You. So there you go. If you need anything, you need to get somewhere quick, call We Don't Stop You. They will make sure the way is perfectly clear for you.
I wonder how much money Joe Witt's making.
I don't know, but
breaking in much for that.
So, see, this is the thing that drives me crazy because all right, I'm babbling, but we can say about the injuries. The truth is that many injuries, you're not going to overcome much. But on the defensive side of the ball, safety, defensive edge, blah, 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 the fact I'm seeing these guys, other guys that have been on the field with them with such piss poor gap integrity that they're either taking the wrong way, they're missing the read, and they're leaving these gaps wide open. So the old chicken and the egg, is it the coach? Is it the player? Quan Martin looks lost. He looked afraid to hit the other night.
He looked good.
He got run over like he was just a little girl in the way of like a truck the other night for a touchdown. What was that? It was the tight end. Random. I mean, he hit him literally like this. So is he hurt? I mean, he's hurt now, but has he been hurt?
Maybe he's gun shy. I don't know, but going into this season, Quan was one of those players that you felt, or at least I felt, really, really good about it, and had the opportunity to go to a Pro Bowl to really make a name.
He had a good postseason and a good.
He had a good year last year, and he got better and better throughout the year.
Got a pick six against the Lions.
Same thing with Mikey Sanders. Still, a lot of people. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but my irritation with the backfield of this team is more on Sanders still than anybody else.
He got roasted again the other night.
He did.
Eat off the line.
Yeah.
Nope. Did anybody freeze? All right. So
no, you're all good. Yeah, we got you. Right. You're right though. With what we have with Mikey, it just hasn't worked him going into the slot. Right. So I don't think he'll be there from now on. He'll be back to outside corner now with the injuries that we've got.
Okay, let's see what he does. He got a pick, right? Was he on the inside or the outside when he got that?
He's got a pick. He was inside, but when you look at how many picks we have this year, he's got 80% of our picks.
Right.
He's got 3 out of 5. So
it's an accident, right? Like, honest to God, if I put on a blindfold and walked around a room naked, eventually I'm gonna get laid. But is it really what I'm looking for? I don't know. That's a bad analogy, isn't it? That sounds like one of Jesse's parties. Although I gave Scout something to think about. All right, so the new guys that are out there, Owens, McGee, Savage, how do we feel about them? Are they turning up? Are they showing up? Are they making mistakes? McGee made a nice hit the other night, but how
we're going to see some more McGee. And that's one thing I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to start paying attention to the real young guys on this team. I really want to see their growth this year because we really don't have nothing else to root for. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see McGee have extended playing time. And I want I like Savage. He's had some mental errors, obviously, but I think he could possibly be a player. He's an older player, but maybe we can have him for
not that old.
He's not that old. He's a first round pick a few years ago.
He's 28 years old. I'm sorry, anything at 27, that then you're starting to get a little bit older.
I guessed. I mean, you're not dating these guys, are you?
Well,
he's 28. You're right, Jesse.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to use this and say, let's move on. Let's talk about the offense. All right. You know what? I do have something real quick I want to show you guys. This is from last week because I wasn't here and I forgot to show it to you. But I got this nifty freaking tool now. All right, I got this new thing. You've watched, you've seen police dramas and shit like that where they have that stuff that helps you zoom in. Right, you can really super zoom in and clean things up. Here, let me get rid of these comments real quick so you can see this. I got this tool. It is so fucking cool. So if you aren't watching on YouTube, I recommend that you do so. I see that we do get a lot of good downloads. We get a lot of good numbers from people downloading the show and listening to it on audio, which is great, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you're listening to it on. We love it. Thank you very much. And by the way, come on in. Check us out live. If you don't have time live, you can always go to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast channel on YouTube and hit that little live tab down there, and you'll see all of them. So you can see a lot of these jokes that you don't know what the hell's going on because we're doing a video or something like that. But this isn't a joke. This is just a new tool I have. So this is a photograph that I used to illustrate this. This was from the Kansas City game. This is Travis Kelce celebrating with his teammates over here. There he goes. I guess he got a touchdown or something. So I can zoom way in on this thing. So
okay.
All right. Oh my.
That is right.
I mean, what kind of button dick is that? I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, you're on national TV and you're showing it. This is what it took to get Taylor Swift.
Man.
There you go. I'm sorry. I'm so glad that when I was younger, they didn't know what ADD was because they would have riddled me right on out of being somebody that notices when I look at this picture and I go, Jesus Christ, look at that. And people go, why are you looking at that? I'm like, how do you not see that?
It's pretty sad when my Tay-Tay has a micro penis.
I mean, good Lord. That thing.
It was obviously a cold night in Kansas City.
Dude, not only a cold night, but he was pretty excited about things. That's what you call a pecker because you'd find that on the end of a chicken. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So
if I was, I'd wear a cup.
I mean, yeah, something. I'd put a dildo down my pants or something. Something. Scouse, what do you think of that? All right. Anyway. All right. So we're going to move on to the offense. Scott.
Yes.
No, that's a proper one right there. Don't you think? Way to go, Scott.
I'm good, thanks.
All right. The offense. Offensive line. You had a comment. You got something you got to say about the offensive line. You were talking to me about it on the chat earlier, and you've just got to get this off your chest. You were about ready to explode.
Yeah, I just think this offensive line's gone backwards completely. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. This was our best offensive line who was out there. I know it takes a while for someone like Cosme to come back and get into football shape and get used to it, but hasn't given a lot up. During the season, we've always had one person who's had a really good game on the offensive line, like a Chris Paul, who gives up no pressures, whatever it may be. But the rest of them just seem to have an absolute brain fart and end up being terrible. This was the epitome of it the other night. I mean, 63% of passes, 63% of the times that Jayden took the ball, he was rushed. 17 quarterback hits and 4 sacks. It's not good enough. I mean, Josh Conley Jr. isn't working. It's taken a long time for him to get to grips with being a right tackle, which, I understand. Laramie Tunsil had probably his worst game for us that I've seen. Cosme was awful. So I mean, what do we do here? Try and make
Scott,
this better?
Scott's absolutely right. The offensive line has not helped the situation. I will say, not to make an excuse for it, but to probably give a point on why it hasn't been working lately. The past few games is they're loading up the box. And they're
not threatened. Yeah.
Again, they're not threatened on the outside. Those linebackers can come in, and that will provide more pressure on Jayden, and that's what teams are doing right now because again, we don't have an outside threat, so it's making a kind of shaky O-line, especially the right side of it right now, into one that's looking a lot worse for wear.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and it's weird, isn't it? Because this offensive line, we know, we've looked at it in the past, and Pete, Scouse is a big admirer of Andrew Wiley, as we know. But loves Andrew Wiley. But it's been okay. It was serviceable. It was very good last season in parts. It just hasn't worked this year for whatever reason.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me throw in here. For one, it's a constant change at quarterback. It's one guy, it's another guy. It's one guy, it's another guy. These running backs have been either misused or misrepresented. All right. Now, we like what we see out of Bill, but it's scattershot. A lot of times I see us running dead into the middle of the line. We stay in between the tackles. All right. Okay. So if that's not working, stop beating your head on the wall. Try to get it outside. Try to do something a little bit different. Hey, David.
David's
comment a little bit different, but we don't seem to do it. I want to see more Jeremy McNichols in the backfield just to soften some people up. We saw Chris Rodriguez come in the other night, and by then, I mean, granted, it was too late, but he did come in some spots where it mattered, and he starts to hit guys. He starts to pound guys. You'll notice, I say it every time we see him. He falls forward. He hits guys, and he falls forward. Then you let Bill come in, and then you get a good mix like that. Wham, smash. I want to see more McNichols. We didn't get anywhere near enough of him the other night. So when you talk to me about offensive line problems, I agree. These guys aren't playing up to snuff, but they've also got an interchanging backfield behind them that's really, in my opinion, not being utilized to its best extent by the play calling. That is, I'm not smart enough.
Yeah,
I want to say
I'm going to say this, that again, people like Scott G and a lot of people gave me shit for at the beginning of the season. Brian Robinson trade is regret.
Oh, fuck. He scored a touchdown the other day, finally in week 9. Shut up. Go away.
I'm just saying it was look. Bill, for the talent that he has, he's just not ready. Okay. He's not a good pass protector. And like the third play of the game, or I think it was the third drive, or maybe it was the second drive, where you saw where the hole was. There was a huge hole that opened up, and Bill went the opposite way. The opposite way.
We saw Brian Robinson do here for years.
Brian Robinson.
I still think B-Rob, there was something outside.
There was something else that made going on. I don't think that they just threw him out for a 7th round.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would like to see more McNichols. It seems to me like you see guys that produce. And I mean, granted, I don't want to see McNichols be our number one guy because then you'll see why he's been a journeyman. He's not that guy. But we have seen that when they bring him in and we have a healthy rotation, we get good production out of him, whether he can catch out of the backfield too and really turn that shit up. So I want to see more of this. When I said a healthy rotation out of the backfield, that matters because it's one of the few position groups that we've got that has stayed healthy.
Eckler.
Better knock
Eckler. Well, you know what? You can't count. I'm sorry. You know why I didn't even consider him because I wouldn't consider.
What do you mean consider? He was supposed to be our RB1 this year.
He was, but if you're going to tell me he's going to be that guy for the year, I'm going to go, no, he's not. He's going to last 3 or 4 games and he's going to be gone because he always is. I can't. It's not a slight. It's just a fact. So, David Clark from Leicester. I had a female doctor inspecting my balls a couple of weeks ago, and mine looked like Kelsey's. Oh, there you go. Coming in all the way from Leicester, ladies and gentlemen. David Clark. You'll be here all night. Keep you well watched.
Happens to us all, David. Happens to us all.
What happens?
Is it head smacks and butt pats now?
How far is Leicester from London?
Leicester is about.
We're gonna call it Leicester.
2 hours?
Fuck you.
2 hours.
Not Leicester.
Tell them to come down for a beer
2 and a bit.
next week. Not next week. Week after next.
Just don't ride the train.
Actually, I'm gonna look that up. Leicester's in the East Midlands. It's actually all right. I like Leicester. I like the rugby there anyway. That's for sure. Don't necessarily like the football team, but
James says 3 hours.
Is it 3 hours to Leicester? Really?
That's a hop, skip, and jump away from me.
Scott G says if Eckler didn't tear his Achilles, we wouldn't be having a discussion about B-Rob.
It's 100 mile.
If he didn't tear his Achilles, he'd have 6 concussions. If he didn't have 6 concussions, he'd have a broken arm. He's like the operation guy. No matter what, by the game 3, you're touching the sides and his nose goes and he's out. It's just you can't count on him, and that's a fact. Let's do butt pats. Head smacks. Get out of here. Butt pats and head smacks. All right. If anybody's new to us out there, thank you for joining us for the first time. I don't know whether or not I'll be gentle with you. Not at this stage of the game. But we offer butt pats for those players that we felt did good, and we offer head smacks for those that we feel did not. So, Jesse, why don't you start us off with some offensive butt pats? Who's your first butt pat on offense? He has nobody, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody to talk to. All right. How about you, Scotty Harley? Do you have a butt pat on offense?
No, I don't.
All right. I will tell you this. I will put on the blindfold and I will swing my hand wildly because 99% of the time, who's it going to hit? Chris Paul. Butt pat. Attaboy. Head smack.
I will give one. We just had this discussion about the O-line being terrible. And
I know, but
Chris Paul
you know what? He's John, only 20% of the offensive line.
John is homo for Chris Paul.
I'm not homo for Chris Paul. I'm an artist. When I see a wall that big, I want to paint on it.
His huge ass.
I had a video I didn't bring up tonight because it just he pulled through the hole and he's running and Bill's behind him and Bill's shoulder pads. I can see his ass outside of it. It's like, Jesus Christ. Just here, call a play, Cliff, where you get Bill to just go up in the crack of his ass and hide. And he'll just run down the field. Chris Paul's got the biggest ass in the entire NFC. And you know what? Attaboy. I thought if we're only going to give one for the entire offense, there you go. Hey, by the way, you know what? Speaking of Luke McCaffrey and the injury,
yeah,
is that flop rule only if it's the quarterback? Because that freaking defense or that guy that hit him came down full weight right on him and just flopped him. He Syracused him. Is that just for protecting quarterbacks?
I don't know.
Okay, because I don't care at this point. It wouldn't have helped him, but if 15 yards would have been nice.
That's a good shout. He says Matt Gay because he was 100%.
There you go. Matt Gay was 100%.
He was, but I suppose specials as well. Yeah, you got to put that in there. But
all right,
yeah.
So I hesitate to give butt pats to Mr. Gay. Attaboy. Ooh. All right, Matt Gay gets a butt pat. All right, let's go to defense. Let's go to defense. Is there any butt pats on defense, Jesse?
Fucking hell.
No. Fuck no.
Could you give a cheek squeeze to Mikey for the pick?
No.
A cheek squeeze?
Little cheek squeeze.
You give my
half a butt pat.
Can you give
half a butt pat
squeeze?
Just give him a little. There you go. I don't think she. I mean, you gotta like it that he got a pick, but yeah, he got roasted badly. How do you? They scored on every drive. Their first 5 drives, they just fucking scored. The first drive they were back at the 10 and just went on a 90-yard walk just to stroll through the park. So yeah, I don't know that I can give anybody on defense.
Scott G's got a good point there. He's got Chris Rodriguez 65 yards, 5.4 average and a TD.
But he comes in like
I love C-Rod.
By the time he comes in, it's the defense have softened up. They're not serious because they're so far ahead. Sorry, he's expendable.
Well, I mean, expendable is one thing. I'm not saying he should be our starting running back. I say that what we've got, and we can use it better than we are using it.
John, we need to send David the link because he's on fire today. I mean, the yellow flags, they get one because they got to the ground quicker than our defenders.
David Clark appearing here at the Bull's Head in Leicester. The yellow flags because they got to the ground quicker than our defenders. Look, man,
he's not wrong though.
He's not wrong at all. Thank you, Dave. Let's see here. We're giving out butt pats on defense. I don't have
none.
Yeah, McGee made one nice hit. That's so. All right, we're moving on. Head smacks on offense. This is going to take a while. God. Who you got there, Scotty?
I'll just give one into the entire offensive line for a start. Get out of here.
Well, I mean, there you go. So get out of here. Get out of here. 3. Get out of here. Attaboy. Chris Paul got away. Sorry. Get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, see.
I'll go Bill, not seeing the hole.
He does seem to be kind of closed. He doesn't have his eyes open, does he?
Yeah.
He's not hitting those
his
creases.
vision. It's not the vision that we saw earlier this year.
Right.
Even in training camp, I don't know what's going on, but he's just not seeing it right now.
I don't understand it. It's not that he's just running into brick walls. There are times you see the creases that we have seen him exploit. We were talking about it earlier this season, and I said that we were talking about whether it was like lightning. And yeah, it's because it doesn't lose any speed when he makes those quick moves through those creases that we're seeing, and he's not moving through it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering why. James Bill gets a head back for Dan.
That's the biggest.
In the game was
the biggest.
Long gone. I
think it's way overblown that fans are making such a huge deal of it. If he did not get injured, no one would say a fucking peep about it.
But he did.
He did on every fucking play of the game. Doesn't matter.
I think on that though, Jesse, the point that people are making, and I understand the point, and I thought about it too. And hindsight is always 20/20, and we've argued about this for the last 2 days, which is fair enough. You're always going to have your side. I'm always going to have mine. As I look at this, if you're punting from the 50-yard line and you're 30 points down in a game, it's time to fucking throw the towel in and just say, I'm not competing anymore. We're not going to win this game with 4.5 or 6 minutes left, however long was left in the fourth. Pull the starters. It's time to pull them out and say that's it. And fair play. There was accountability from DQ in his press conference, and he said, "It's on me. I should have pulled him." Fair enough. We agree. It is after the fact, but we should. And you're right in what you're saying. If he doesn't get injured, no one's talking about it.
Well, the other thing about it is, for me, he's a football player. Like these guys I said last week about I want to shut down the season, and they're going to feel like they're justified right now because look what happened to him. But he's a football player.
When you're getting pressured that much, when it's you're running for your life from the minute one, you run around because there's no offense to speak of, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
It's then time to say, let's protect you. You've had 2 injuries already this season. And now look what's happened. We've got a third, and he's potentially not going to play for the rest of the season.
My point is pussy's waving the flag, man. Fuck that. Let him play. Let him play. No. Who cares?
No. All right, Scout says that is strike 2 for me on Don Quinn. Which still is strike 1. Jayden no able to strike 2. All right, honestly, Scouts, you got a low bar on what is
That's true. That's true. No, 0 strikes. 0 strikes.
I don't like the kick of his fucking shoelaces. Strictly.
Hey, have you seen OCD signed for the
experience?
Falcons?
James, he has gained. You know, he hasn't played much this year. Experience, get him out.
What
there.
did James have to gain by staying out there? Asks James.
Agreed. I agree. Not when you're 30 points down. I agree with James.
You know, it's 20/20 hindsight. Everybody, he's a football player, and that can happen on any play, whether he's 30 points down or whether he's 10 points up. At what point do you don't? They're football players, right? You don't ever play to, he's going to get hurt. You play as if he's going to play. That's what he's there to do. He's survived many more games than he's not. So injuries are fluke things. They either happen or they don't. And that could happen anytime, no matter what. And by saying that, we could have had him not in the position to be there, I just have that. It's football, man. I have a hard time with it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's way overblown and it's kind of ridiculous. You know, our buddy Burrows is like firing. It's a fireable offense. No, it's not, man. No, it's fucking not.
Fireable.
Oh, so fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Christ. All right, one more time.
And some people are saying that Dan's on the hot seat now, or seat's
no.
It's not.
Scouse is giving him strict.
I think it's uncomfortable.
It's ice cold.
There's look, if Josh Harris and company or Dan Quinn or fucking AP or whoever it is that's in charge of making sure that looks at these injuries that we have had and says you should have done better than this.
Yeah.
I can't. Then we're right back to the Snyder days where we're not thinking at all. We're just freaking acting viscerally, and
this is why I go back in the beginning. You know, everybody expects me to be all doom and gloom and all pissed off. No, I'm not, because I understand why we're like this right now. You know, it's understandable. It's totally understandable. We got unlucky with injuries this year. It happens.
We have very bad injuries.
Yeah, for those of you that just joined us, I'll explain this again. This is from Mark Shadover at the Washington Post, and what this shows is games lost to injury. And the red line is last year. We lost 92 games to injury. That's cumulative of how many players there are and how many games that they missed, as opposed to 2025, which is the blue line. We're already at 117 games missed to injury, and it's going to be almost double that by the time we're done, because a lot of these guys are gone for the season. So we're going to be looking at close to 200 games lost by starting players over. Just nobody's going to overcome that. You're just not at this stage of the game. So
Scout says, what if game experience is important, why don't they play starters in preseason?
That's not the same.
Very, very, very easy question, because there's 90 other fucking players that need to play that are trying to make a job.
Yeah.
I don't understand sweat. I don't understand that either. And maybe it is a different sport mentality that we've come from that you play people in preseason.
I'll tell you why. You don't do that, because in preseason, there's no defense that's doing anything that's going to help you in the regular season. They're running as vanilla as they can. Yeah. It's just going out there and running practice so that you might get hurt.
So is it training then that we need to look at to beef them up, because the CBA won't allow them to tackle, won't allow them to wear pads,
right?
Because the union says no, we can't do that. And then we have how many injuries, not just here. I mean, how many injuries, quarterbacks, everything else, players who everyone's looking forward to play.
I agree.
Money for whatever are out for the season.
Joe
Burrow, Lamar Jackson, whoever else.
It's CBA, just crazy. Do you know why that they don't tackle in preseason?
A lot of guys
players.
Used to get hurt.
It's because of the fucking players they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Well, it's right. It's right.
And
the players are the ones that said we're not going to do 2-a-days anymore. We're not going to do these things anymore. And at the same time, the owners keep extending the season. So right, and we're at a breaking point.
If Jayden wanted to be out there and Dan Quinn was okay with it, I'm fucking fine with it.
See, they cut a preseason game, so now we only have 3. Yeah. All right, so they've got to see certain things from other people, and even though some teams did play their starters, you can't fault the ones that don't. Look, how many times have you seen a guy in preseason just all of a sudden your season's gone? You haven't even played a regular. I would rather watch like something like happened to Fitzpatrick, which was 7th play of the season. At least we fucking got there. For having a guy go, you get your quarterback hurt.
He broke his hip on a water slide, so and then just played through it.
I think that was a made up fucking story.
Of course it was. It was ridiculous. But the point being is, yeah, we've seen it happen before, man, where you all of a sudden your season's done and you haven't even started. So they've taken away practice. They've taken away a lot of these things. And yeah, I think that you do see this. You know what else is gone? Pads. They don't fucking wear pads. Yeah. All right. You want to stop soft tissue injuries? Well, then fucking pad them up. Armor that shit up. You want to stop people from taking bad hits and having their shoulders dislocated? Well, God damn it. Put the pads back on. Disco put a picture up this week of Alvin Walton. Go look up Alvin Walton, you young kids, and look at the shoulder pads that dude used to go out on the field with.
Dude, I'm not denying it. It's also what you're being taught. It's strength and conditioning. It's tackling. It goes back to everything. You know, why do we don't have these injuries? We don't have these specific soft tissue damage injuries, and there's much harder hits in rugby. It happens all the time. People are smashing the shit out of each other without pads. How's that acceptable?
Because we have helmets.
We can't. I know, but you can't do that in the NFL.
What I mean about helmets.
But if you look on the other side of the coin and football, soccer, I mean, if they get a fucking hangnail, they fucking.
Oh no, that's different. I get that. I know.
There's people that advocate for taking off helmets, getting rid of the helmets, because they have these helmets on. They fly in like missiles, so they're predisposed to getting hurt because of how hard they hit each other. But if they took the helmets off like they did in the old days, these people say that they wouldn't hit nearly as hard. I say, shut the fuck up. Injuries are a fluke. They either happen or they don't. David Clark, who will be here all week, I think our players were drafted from flag football. Hey, man, Barry Sanders used to play flag football, and that's why you couldn't.
David's got a point. A lot of these kids nowadays, their parents are taking them out of football.
Football,
and they're playing flag football, and that's how they're coming up.
Well, because of the concussions and shit, man. There's new information, and people are reacting to it. And
I know.
I think it's
me and my old buddy Tom on the old podcast we used to talk about that all the time. But football's going to reach a breaking point with this stuff.
Oh, come on, Snap Gotti. Come on.
Snap Gotti said one way to toughen up, go back to the Redskins name. Whatever. I mean, that's just reality is what it is. It's going to be. What it is. By the way, let me ask you this. Just you were there the other night. Art Monk, how'd you enjoy that?
True. It was great. It was great. I at the halftime, I went down and I watched it on the in Legends Plaza on the big screen because you really couldn't see, couldn't see it. So I thought it was good. I thought
that's good.
It was really nice.
I'll tell you what. Sunday morning,
I walked past 50 Cent.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was in the corridor. He was in the corridors when we were.
I walked past him. I got to smell him. He smelled like
I walked past 50 Cent. I left it on the ground. I didn't feel like bending over and picking up the change.
I watched a video on Sunday morning that our good buddy over on social media on X, Ashik Manan, posted up of the induction ceremony the night before. And for one, it's always fun to watch Art Monk get embarrassed because he's so humble. He doesn't want the spotlight, but the spotlight, you earn it, dude. And he's humble, and I'm glad that he's gracious enough to accept that. But then out comes Joe Theismann, and out comes Martin Rippon, and out comes Doug Williams. And I'm just, dude, I had because it's Art Monk, Art Monk. All of us respect Art Monk.
The posse was there.
Yep.
I mean, Gary Clark is my
your favorite
player, but Art Monk is right there. Next to, like right behind him,
So all hail A and 1B. Glad to see what happened with Art Monk this week. I wish we'd have given him a better game. All right, so I'll tell you one thing that I noticed because I was listening to the show last Friday.
I can't hear you.
I'm not as absent-minded and old as it seems when you're trying to run this stuff. All right, so okay, everybody, thanks for joining us.
Repeat what you said because no one could hear you.
Oh, really? Okay, because that's the thing about StreamYard. What I said was, it ain't so easy now that you're running when you ran the show to run all this shit over here and find the music.
Fucking song.
Jesse just did Dick of the Week.
I know.
Was it? Dick of the Week.
Andy Burroughs was accommodating him by being such a dick. And that was good. We need a dick on the show. Speaking of Andy, hey, man, nice good shots of you playing soccer. We'll have to put these up again so we can see you getting ready to try to score on this dude on crutches. That's right in front of
That's not all he can do because he's probably going to be in crutches himself if he keeps it up.
Crutches. Hey, you might get one by him there, Andy. All right, we'll be back on Friday at 5:30 to discuss. What's the itinerary? Oh, wait, we got the Lions first. You're not going.
Yeah, we got Lions.
We'll discuss how bad we're going to get the shit kicked out of us. I think that FanDuel already has the Lions installed as a 245.5 point favorite, and we'll see which way the line moves on there.
8.
Only 8?
Yeah. They're trying to they want money thrown on the Lions. That's what they want. I think it's 8. I might
next week we'll be due Tuesday. Tuesday is my actual birthday, so
congratulations.
We'll do a Tuesday show.
So
Friday, I would still want everybody to do a Friday show.
Okay.
I will be in London. I will be on my phone at the hotel.
Oh hell yeah!
Most likely drunk.
All right, cool. So let me ask you this: on your birthday, do you follow the tradition of most guys? I mean, maybe it's not the same. You give a blowjob on your birthday? Did I get that backwards? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you Friday at 5:30 on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, all the other stuff.